Hello, and welcome to this new edition of Interviews. Our guest today is Michael Washington. He is the Transit Equity Manager at RTD, and he is a 12-year veteran at RTD. Is that right? 12 years?
That's right.
You came to RTD when you were just a pup.
Basically, I was born here.
How old were you when you came to RTD?
I was 20.
You were 20. Well, so now we know how old Michael is, but actually Michael has had a very steep and remarkable ascent within the organization. What was your first job in RTD?
My first job was as the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise intern. So I came here as an intern.
Disadvantaged Business Enterprise, which is basically the part of RTD that ensures that the contracts that the agency is dealing with are evenly distributed not only among the stronger economical companies, but also companies that are to some extent at a
socially and economically disadvantaged.
And now you are the Transit Equity Manager, which is somewhat related. It's not so much related on contracts. It is more related about, I would imagine the word equity here means to provide access for everybody in a more equitable manner. Tell us more about that.
In short, transit equity actually is about social equitable transit in a way in that we would provide transit services and use these federal funds that we do receive as a public entity in a way that doesn't result in disproportionate impacts or disproportionate exclusion among minority and low-income populations.
Are we equitable?
We try. The thing is that we're constantly assessing, are we equitable? We're constantly trying to answer that question. And so one of the things I would say is that we don't know everything. You don't really know the full impact that you're having as a public entity that touches everything that we touch. And so with that said, I would say that we try to be equitable, but whether we're absolutely equitable or not, I cannot say. We're still trying to answer that question.
I would imagine that there are a number of detractors of the equity aspect of distributing funds to disadvantaged or minorities or any other groups. What do you say to those who say this is socialism? What is your response?
I agree. It is socialism. Absolutely. This is just like roads are socialized. And in any other public good that we have many social elements to our society, and this is just one of them. I would say that it absolutely is socialism.
So it's a socialism, but is it communism?
It's not communism, but it certainly is socialism.
Very good. Equity is one thing. I am doing some work related to two other aspects that somewhat relate: inclusiveness and diversity. What about those two aspects, inclusivity and diversity? Is RTD inclusive and diverse enough?
I would say that, again, we're trying. We're not all the way there, and I don't know that there are many organizations that are all the way there. One of the things that really makes that difficult is that RTD is really just an extension of the metro area, and we can only be as inclusive as the metro area is, and the metro area has some work to do, thus RTD has some work to do.
Okay. Well, now for those at home and here in the studio, Michael and I have become friends, and we have been able to talk about other things beyond work. And one of the things that we like to talk is about faith. Would you like to tell us a little about faith? Is it okay if I bring up some of those things? We're about to start Ramadan.
Yes.
The next new moon is the beginning of Ramadan. Are you going to fast?
Absolutely.
Okay. Have you, talking about inclusiveness and equity and diversity,